wanted to talk to you, but this broke while I was on the air, and I wanted to talk to you for 24 hours now. I'm so glad you're here. First, was this a firing or a resignation?
No one knows. No one knows whether this is Barr being essentially getting ahead of being fired, or whether it's Barr basically doing stage one of a rehabilitation campaign where he, now is sort of distancing himself from, the person who brought him to the dance in a sort of last act of, disloyalty to the president. So, I don't know the answer to that. And you know what? I don't actually care that much, because I really think that the big picture is what is the Attorney General's legacy, because that's so horrific in terms of what he's done to the Department of Justice. Whether he, has betrayed President Trump now, or whether President Trump was, axing him is really, I think, well, it's interesting. I think it's secondary to what exactly has happened to the Department of Justice under this Attorney General.
Well, I do want to talk to you about what happens next, but let's not skip over the legacy, because first of all, his audition for the job was that he just happened to pen a 19-page memo about how a president, Donald Trump, couldn't commit the crime of obstruction of justice, and then he just happened to get hired as the next Attorney General. But his first official act as the country's Attorney General was to lie about the investigation you were part of, the Mueller investigation. Take us through what, in your view, is the Barr legacy.
Absolutely. So I think the Barr legacy starts with the so-called 4-page summary letter. That is the letter issued on March 24th, 2019. Obviously, it's a day etched in my brain because that letter was completely misleading, if not worse, about what it is that our report found. Just to give you the viewers an example of that, the Attorney General said that President Trump had fully cooperated with our investigation. Nothing could be further from the truth. He never came in and sat down for an interview. He wouldn't even answer all of the questions that we had. That was sort of stage one. But if you look at other things, he filed a motion to dismiss the criminal case against Michael Flynn, and he made arguments that the Department of Justice has rejected in every other case. That led to people resigning, career people resigning. In the Stone case, again, he sought a lower sentence, making arguments that are not made for any other defendant. What happened? Career people resigned. Even in the John Durham investigation, where you had the Attorney General investigating the investigators, the number 2 resigned, and presumably that is because of undue pressure that was being brought by Maine Justice. And then finally, just in the last couple of months, you had the Attorney General changing the election policies of the Department of Justice so that the department could act quicker in interfering with elections, and you had career officials again resigning. And Nicolle, as you and I know, whether it's a Republican administration or a Democratic administration, this is not normal. This has nothing to do with normal party politics. I have served under Republicans and Democrats, and that is just not how people in the department are trained. And so this is the Attorney General's legacy of really politicizing the Department of Justice.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me, or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.